Welcome to the Last Poll podcast. I'm here with guests Amavera and Darens, of course, our Chilean friend. He was supposed to go get ramen, and I forced him to be here, but Amavera's got a story, so we're going to start out with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, like a little bit of backdrop. I know who you are, right? Like, founder, leader of Skane Gang. You need no introduction. And so to kind of prepare for tonight, I was listening to a couple of old podcast episodes, and I listened to the one with Homage. Shout out to him, fellow Canadian content creator. And you guys were talking, and you made I know, I couldn't believe it. And you guys were doing some back and forth about pronunciation, and I was really excited. So last night on my own stream, I said, all right, guys, tune in 7:30 Eastern Standard, because I'm on a podcast with Sneb, who is the founder of Skane Gang.
Everyone pronounces it weird, yeah.
So, hi, it's me, Amavera. I'm the village idiot. That's, yeah.
It's actually, honestly, if I think back, calling it Skane Gang might have been a mistake, just because it's hard to pronounce. Typically, you don't name things in such a way that people struggle to say the word. But I apparently just decided to do that. So, well, actually, it wasn't even me. It was the community. The community named themselves. I just said, yeah, that sounds good. And then that was it.
We roll with it.
Honestly, look, now people will talk about how it's pronounced, and they talk more about Skane Gang, and then that's even more publicity. So it's actually
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. There you go.
It's true.
Amavera made it better even now.
So, here's the thing. I'm curious about like some origin stories here. So, I don't even know if I know this for Darens. So maybe we start with Darens and go to Amavera after. But Darens,
sure.
How did you even get into Guild Wars 2?
Bro, that's I think the way that I got in, the first thing I ever did was that I quit WoW because Battle for Azeroth was horrible and I had to play something else. And I remember that I played Guild Wars 2 back on launch. It didn't buy for me that much. But I came back on 2020. The pandemic happened, so of course everybody started playing games, and this was the game I played. And I started watching Teapot. And Teapot started inviting people to his raid that I wanted to do. And I ended up going with him and Renji. I don't know if you remember him. And I became friends with Renji. And Renji started streaming. I started being his co-PP guy. And then months after, he ended up quitting. And then Teapot asked for people that help him with like Heartstock. And I really liked metas. So I ended up doing the meta stream for him. And, one thing led to another. I started streaming, and then I started making content. And, we ended up being
and then
here,
you
right?
ascended to the #1 clip of all time.
Okay, yes, that is exactly. That is what happened.
I've heard of this clip. I still haven't.
No,
I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, personally, if I were you, I would put the volume on max and then I would watch it.
That's a good clip. Honestly, I'm proud of that clip. I don't even care.
Own it. Whatever it was, I still haven't seen it. Own it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Keep it that way.
It is the reason that some might say that the Darens is an explicit streamer, and it's because of that one
of the
clip.
Reasons. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's a funny clip. It's a funny clip.
It is a fun clip.
In fact, I think the clips that we have in the Guild Wars 2 category that are like top all time are pretty interesting. Wait, where does my slug clip land?
I think it's definitely top 5.
Rankings?
Do we have a leaderboard for clips?
Yeah. How do you even access that? Somebody send me the link. How do we access
I can
this?
check it. I
have a new streaming goal.
Oh yeah,
so
if you get top 5 clips in the
leaderboard
category, that is like a big personal achievement, and you should take a selfie next to the clip on your screen.
Oh wait,
frame.
Wait, I lost my #1 clip. Now it's Teapot's one. I'm second. I'm #2 now.
Oh no! What? Wait,
I'm losing by 100 views.
By 100? Whoa, we gotta fix that.
100, maybe even less.
We can chat right now. We can do this.
We can do it. Probably can, honestly.
Okay, but where's
And your
where's mine land? I'm curious.
yours,
Gotta be top 10.
bro. I can't find. Wait, let me just.
It's gotta be,
Wait, why
surely.
can't-
It had a lot of views on livestream fail.
Yeah, let me just find it here. It is. Ooh, I don't think it might be like top 20.
Oh wow. It's more competitive than I thought.
Oh,
15, 16, 17,
slice of
18,
humble pie for Snebs there.
Yeah, everybody can get a participation medal though. It's fine.
It's
Okay,
like
what-
28.
28th. Oh man. You'd think
It's
that
top
if
50.
you
That's pretty good.
covered yourself in Vaseline, that would amount to something greater, but apparently not.
If that doesn't get you like to the top, then Guild Wars is slept on for content.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's
It's over.
unfortunate.
It is.
So how
guess
did
you
you
have to
get
do it
into Guild
again.
Wars 2? What's your story?
So I'm a longtime MMO player. Like the name Amavera is a randomly generated name that I got while I was playing World of Warcraft back in like 2005. It just stuck. And I was working with an old friend of mine, and he was like, "Hey, I found out this new game. Like, heard of this new game, Guild Wars 2." People suggest games to me. I kind of do like oh yeah, I'll definitely check that out, and it ends up on the list. And yeah,
You will never
but I was like, all right,
ever play the game again.
yeah, exactly. Or yeah, like I buy it on Steam because they're like over my shoulder, like you have to buy this game. I'm like, holy, okay, fine, I'll do it. And so I got Guild Wars 2, or I watched a video of it. There was like a YouTube video, I think by like Angry Joe was the YouTuber or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was sold. So I made a human guardian named Amavera in 2012, 2013. And I was hooked. Like when I first started playing, I didn't do a whole lot. Like I got to level 80. I did like, Ruins of Ascalon, Citadel of Flame, but like I never got to true endgame. That is a raw. I never, and then I stopped playing before raids came out. I came back towards the end of Heart of Thorns, quit before Path of Fire, and then came back again for the final time just before Secrets of the Obscure dropped. And the rest is history. So I've been playing for 2 or 3 years pretty consistently. And then Chicken Nooble he posted his raid in LFG, and I joined. And I made he by default he has any pugs muted, but I still found a way to almost get him demonetized, even though I couldn't say anything in his comms. I still found a way to almost get him in trouble. And yeah, then we kind of connected, and eventually I was like, you know what, streaming seems like something I could do. And yeah, I don't know, I've never looked back. Like it's while I wasn't playing Guild Wars 2, I started playing Elder Scrolls Online with the woman who would eventually become my wife. And the entire time I was playing, I was like, this just feels like Guild Wars 2, but kind of worse.
So extreme shade.
That's a good clip. That is
that's a top 10 clip.
Oh no!
Am
I? Oh crap!
Am I canceled for that one? We should post that in the ESO subreddit.
Yeah, true.
I wonder if they're as unhinged and defensive as the Guild Wars 2 subreddit.
Hey, look, that's just like my opinion, man. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna play Guild Wars 2 again. And yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote.
So your wife is also a gamer?
She is also. We met over a video game.
That's very interesting. I'm always very interested in that because my wife is not a gamer, and so maybe that actually is interesting for other people. But yeah, I look at this and I go, like I wonder what it would be like to have that in common with my spouse. But I never really care about it either because she just like respects it. She thinks it's like funny and stuff. Like she'll watch the stream sometimes or the clips or whatever. She asks me about it every now and then. Just like I ask her about, she's a basketball coach, so I'll ask her about her coaching endeavors and those kinds of things. And I like basketball, but I don't like it enough to be a part-time coach, right? Which really means full-time coach. So I don't know. We just have like different interests, but we somehow, respect each other's interests. What's it like having a gamer wife?
All right. So I came loaded and prepared because I have another story. She is about 30 feet from me. So if you see an object hit me on the head, I'm being assaulted.
Okay.
So she got to level 80.
Oh, screw off.
I don't know. Did my microphone just pick that up?
Oh no, it's already starting.
Will you bring your wife on? Your wife should be on the podcast, actually. She actually, why isn't she telling the story? That's the real. Because
That is actually a good
if
point.
my wife were here, she would demand to tell the story because I wouldn't tell it right. Yeah.
I think I'll probably tell I'll tell her here. I'll send her a link to the stream so she can comment as to whether or not this is correct. Here's the story. Okay, so she is very much like she avoids games that are like require like a lot of precision. So she's think of her as like a Stardew Valley. Robin Zero, that's her. That's my wife.
Oh,
in
no.
chat. That is her. All right. So she can attest, we have her, we have a witness now. So she's kind of like a Minecraft Stardew Valley. She dabbled a little bit with World of Warcraft. So I convinced her to play Guild Wars 2 on a free account. I think we upgraded it to, Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire. And I was like, babe, if you got to raid. So first mistake.
Wow.
You gotta raid.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to raid.
Stardew Valley to raiding. Wow.
Let's go for the hardest content in the game.
Yeah. No, it's fine, guys. I did a fractal and it almost made her quit the game. So naturally, the next logical step was, well, clearly you just need to do even more like exclusive end game content. So
were you like speed running to sleep on the couch, or like what was the deal here?
You know what? I do everything in life very fast. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's see how fast I can end my own marriage. Initially she wasn't part of the original 10-man, but we lost somebody after Veil Guardian, and so we picked her up during Gorseval. So she got a Gorseval kill. So, way to go, Robin.
That's better than like 90% of Guild Wars 2 players. So
right. You know what? Even better. I think she was alive at the end of the fight.
Better than 95% of Guild Wars 2 players.
Yeah, maybe even more.
And then we got to Sabbatha, and she was like, it was getting a little bit late. I think she was like nervous and whatever. Okay, Robin, stop. You're making me look bad in front of
everybody. Type based in the chat. So just for the people listening on YouTube, Robin said Elder Scrolls, Assassin's Creed, Fallout. You could have said any other game. You don't even know me, and I said based.
It's fine. This is gonna get me the wrong kind of attention, I feel like. So anyway, it was nice to get to know you guys. Yeah, so we got to Sabbatha, and she was getting a little bit stressed out. I think we did a couple pulls. And on our last pull, she gets hit by the flame wall. Dies, unsurprisingly. Drops group on the spot, leaves Discord. She hasn't played since.
Wow.
Really?
I mean, that's honestly even more based.
That is actually more based. Like, I don't like this, I'm out, and she never looked back.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you guys want to convince your partner to not play a game, follow the trail that I have blazed for you.
I mean, honestly, if you've never, I mean, it's like 0 to 100. If you go from like never having played raids where there's like all that team communication and coordination and like insta-kill mechanics and stuff, and you just jump into it, it's honestly extremely stressful.
Yeah.
Right? It's extremely stressful.
Yeah, and so that's actually, in a way, that's kind of the inspiration behind the YouTube content that I now make. Is so obviously I didn't just say, okay, now we're going to start this fight. Cold open, like, let's go. I kind of said, hey, there's a flame wall. You can outrun it. Don't let it hit you. You'll die. She's maybe got 15 hours in the game. Like, I recognize my failings here. Okay, I have enough self-awareness to realize where I went wrong. But that kind of inspired me to like create content that responds to some of her questions about the game, because there were things like, I would say, okay, make sure you stand in a green. That is very common nomenclature to most Guild Wars 2 players who have done any form of content, right? Like even open world has greens, right? And her response was, what's a green? And I'm like, oh, yeah,
good question.
I really need to step back here and stop assuming that there are some fundamentals that you already know, because like, yes, you are a gamer, you know, you've like, yeah, she's played Elder Scrolls Online. She does play, like, you know, I don't want to say like high level, but like, yeah, like relatively like high APM action games. But like, to say just stand in a green, yeah, it's wild, the things that you take for granted that you don't realize until you have to explain it to someone. And you know, you're saying things that are predicated on a certain level of game knowledge that your audience may not have. So
yeah.
And so a lot of the videos that I make now on YouTube, I say that having uploaded like 3 instructional videos, but like the inspiration is I want to create videos that answer questions that she asked me while she was playing.
Well, that's actually very cute. But I think it's a very good way. Whenever you play with a new player, you really open your eyes on a lot of things that you just took for granted, and you would have never thought about on your own. It's just there's just no way on than having that experience. It's
like,
actually
do you
very
remember
cool.
when we talked to Cannon and Cannon was like, "Yeah, I think like gear is like such an important part of the game." He's like saying all this stuff where I was like, "Huh." Like, really?
Yeah,
right?
no,
it's just very intriguing.
I think it's super interesting.
Like once you know, you can't unknow. So you have to live through other people's experiences.
And you know, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why people love watching people try their game as a new player. Like that's why everyone loved watching Preach. Everyone loves watching Cannon and all of his friends. It's just super cool to see how they view the game. It's just so
I
different.
thought people just
and
really
you
liked
kind of
backseating.
experience. Well, I mean, look, if you saw the stream of Cannon, every time someone backseats, they get instantly banned. They don't even like nothing. They're not like, oh, first try. No, you do it and you're permanently banned forever. So I think it doesn't happen that much. It's kind of brutal. It's kind of brutal, but it's
that's pretty vicious.
Kind of reasonable, I think. I think it's fine.
Yeah. I just like posting frogs and getting banned. That's my favorite thing to do. But
that's your thing. You're doing the
Guild Wars 2
Is that a common
run? Yeah, if you want to speed run getting timed out, go to the Guild Wars 2 channel and post any frog emoji. You will get timed out immediately. I tried to wish somebody
you
happy
didn't get
birthday
permaban
once.
though.
Yeah.
Is there a reason? Is like
I don't know.
This feels like it has a hot coffee at McDonald's story behind it.
Yeah, I will tell you the reason, but you're gonna kind of go, huh, when I tell you this. Okay, so you're familiar with Pepe the Frog, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's a very important cultural icon on Twitch, right? There's the different frog emotes.
Yes, right? Yeah.
They take various forms and shapes. They express emotion and things.
Oh boy.
I guess. Well.
Oh boy.
The frogs got co-opted by like some kind of extremist group, and then the frog Pepe was associated with like this like really extremist political ideology for a while. Now the weird thing about this is like the person who actually created Pepe the frog was like, why are they trying to steal Pepe the frog, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, people that like worked in social media, I don't think it was just ArenaNet, but I think like other people got kind of nervous about this, so they started banning the frog. So we need to free the frog, is what I'm trying to say, because the Pepe the frog belongs to the people, not to this extremist ideology. So
yeah,
but yeah, there's like a whole Wikipedia page about it. You can read all about it.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
All right, justice
Yeah,
for
no, it's
Pepe.
true.
Yeah. Hashtag
Yeah.
justice for Pepe the Frog for reals.
Let's start it.
Thankfully, yeah, I mean, thankfully, most people really, the whole like extremist thing kind of, nobody cares about that anymore. But
Yeah. The timed out is
sadly,
just a
in some
relic of
places
the
you can't use it,
past, right?
it's a relic of the past. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Pepe is
hilarious.
the best.
It still happens though. You will get timed out for posting any Pepe the Frog. It
In the
becomes
Guild Wars 2
automatic.
channel.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. You
Yeah.
can go try it right now. It would happen.
Maybe you should. It's probably automatic. Maybe actually,
Yeah,
I wonder if you
it's
do it when
automated.
they're offline, if it works. So, oh my god, that's crazy. So
That's hilarious.
It's actually kind of funny because not every Pepe the Frog emote is set in the same way, right? Like they're like Monka W and Feels Good Man. Like they're all very different. So they manually had to go and ban them all, which is kind of based actually.
True.
Oh, actually, they might have fixed it. I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. I did put in a request. I did request that the frogs be
really?
freed, so it is possible that they did free the frog.
We got justice!
Because I got timed out. Like I think I mentioned this on one of the other podcasts, but I got timed out because Kiba was in the chat and it was his birthday. So I put Feels birthday man in the chat and I instantly got timed out. It was instant. And I was like, what? Wait, what? And Kiba just thought it was hilarious. But yeah, so I requested
That was a pretty good
free the
gift.
frogs. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Someone needs
Maybe
to
they
make
fixed it.
someone needs to make a Pepe emote that like incorporates the ArenaNet logo. Just to, I don't know. What are you gonna do now, ArenaNet?
Whoa.
See how they react.
I love ArenaNet. I would never do anything against them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, Darren's would only
Guys,
do
don't tell-
he would only say and do positive
Only
things,
say good things.
that would be good PR for ArenaNet and would support them in their content creation and their user-generated content marketing initiatives.
Absolutely.
And he would also only promote the game in a positive light. And he is a role model and icon in the Guild Wars 2 community.
Sure. I would never crash out over a bad meta release. I would never do that.
He would never rage quit and call people noobs and start kicking everyone. He would never
I
do
would
that.
never do this. I would never call the tunnel a bad meta and crash out on the middle of the stream. I would never
He
do
would
this.
never do that. You would never
I
do
would
that.
never.
Oh, there's so much lore, right? One of my favorite things about the Guild Wars 2 community is just like random lore about random things, like Pepe the Frog. Yeah,
That's true. We need like an the internet historian guy, right?
yeah. We need a Guild Wars 2
You guys know
historian.
him, right?
Yeah,
We need him.
Museum of Guild Wars.
Exactly. All right, you can do that. After you're done with introduction videos, that's your next step. You make
Museum of Guild
historian
Wars.
videos.
Yeah.
Museum of that's big.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
there's
the,
so much lore.
The curator of ANET content, not Guild Wars. No. There's plenty of experts on Guild Wars lore. No, we're talking ANET lore.
Yeah, we're talking ANETs. Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's just talk about random lore for like Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2. One of my favorite random lore moments was when they just this is like, it's got to be like 2007 or something. Maybe a little bit later. I'm not sure exactly, but it was early days. They released the polar bear like randomly. Like it was like a 1 in a million drop from doing Secret Lair of the Snowman in Guild Wars 1. And somebody got the drop and then posted on Guild Wars Guru, which was the fan site back in the day. Big forum, etc. Somebody posts it, and everyone says that they photoshopped it and that it's a lie. Everyone's like, this is not real. And then the person is like getting like flamed on the forum post. So they say, fine, I will be in Commandant District 1 now. And so everybody goes there, and they're just like in a circle around this guy, and he's got the only mini polar bear in the game at the time.
Way.
That's crazy.
And so
That's so cool.
So people start offering this guy obscene amounts of gold, and then everybody starts farming Secret Lair of the Snowman as hard as they possibly can. But the thing was, it did take some time to do, and it was such a rare drop. It was really hard to get, at the time. So this was really cool
Really?
lore.
Okay.
So I think the devs, the community manager, it was Gail Gray at the time. I think if I remember correctly, she came in to the forum post and confirmed. Initially, she was like, "I don't know anything about this," but then she confirmed with other devs at the studio and confirmed that it was legit and stuff. It was crazy.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That's wild.
That's so interesting. That's so cool. I didn't even know that because I didn't play Guild Wars 1. So like I had,
Yeah, same.
yeah, someone needs to not only do Guild Wars 2 lore, but also Guild Wars 1 because like I have no idea about any of this. That's such a cool story too.
Another cool Guild Wars 1 story. So Pink Day in LA. I don't know if it happens anymore. I'm not sure that it happened this year. I could be wrong, but I thought they were taking a break or something. But Pink Day in LA was like an annual fundraiser. There was a gamer or two that were from Saskatchewan, Canada, and they organized and hosted the whole event. I think maybe just the organizers have changed. I could be wrong. Yeah, Smiles in the chat is saying it still happens. For some reason, I remember reading something where somebody said that they were like taking a break or something. So maybe it was one of the organizers just stepped aside to let somebody else do it. But anyway, point is, annual event, everybody wears pink. I believe they added pink dye into the game in Guild Wars 1 to honor that event. And they've raised a lot of money for charity. They used to do like a radio show with it and live stream it and all kinds of stuff. And it just got bigger and bigger. Really, really cool event. Anyway, my story with that is I was at the event where they were doing like trivia and stuff. And I won a prize. And they said it was going to be a hat signed by one of the community managers, which was Regina at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to win a hat. And so I was trying so hard and I got the trivia. I won the trivia. And they come over. I'm thinking that they're going to like email me and ask me for my address and ship me a hat signed by the community manager. I thought that was going to be like the coolest thing ever. Instead, her in-game character walks up to me, opens trade, and then trades me a festival hat customized to her character. So I had
no way.
So I had an in-game item where it was like customized for Regina, who's the community manager. So then naturally I was like, I wonder if people think that this has perceived value. So I went to Guild Wars Guru and I said that I was selling this hat that was signed. I wanted to see like if people would pay the gold for it, of course. So I'm on there and initially my post gets locked and deleted and then I petitioned it and they brought it back and then I had like a bidding war for it. Yeah.
Wow, really? Yeah, I would.
Yep.
I mean, I would feel kind of bad. It's so special. Surely, if you sell it, they don't like it and they take it away.
I think I might have been like 16 or something. So all I could think of was like, I'm gonna get obsidian armor.
Money. That's what's important now. Obsidian armor.
Yeah.
I don't know how hard that was to get.
Well, at the time it felt hard, but I don't think it's really that hard anymore.
And also, like Guild Wars 1, you couldn't buy gold in any way, right?
Well, I mean, you know, there's...
I mean, okay, you could RMT it, but not legally.
There's no legal way. I did have a friend. Yeah. I think everybody had this friend, you know. Everybody had a friend in, like, high school where you'd play, like, WoW with them or something, and then they'd be like, I just bought, like, 1 billion gold. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, man, I got banned for 2 weeks, and all the gold's gone.
I had the game. And I killed a lot of people in the game. I got banned. What is that?
I had a friend from when I was in, like, this would have been 20-ish years ago. It was like OG RuneScape, like RuneScape 2, before it, you know, the split and it became OSRS and RuneScape 3, blah, blah, blah. He used to stake at the duel arena. Are you guys familiar with RuneScape at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he was the kind of guy who would stake at the dueling arena, which was basically RMT Central for anybody who really knew the game. Like I don't think a single legitimate staking duel happened there. So for anybody wondering who don't understand the context here, in RuneScape, the duel arena was a place you could go to fight people in a no consequence combat unless you opted to put some of your gold on the line, right? And so what people would do is they would stake, you know, hundreds of millions of gold, which is, you know, could be months or even in some cases years to accumulate that much gold organically, and they would throw it into a stake in one match, and in 30 seconds you'd either have doubled your gold or lost it all. And this guy would come to school every day. Dude, I made a bill. Next day, dude, I'm broke. Can you lend me 50 mil? I'm going straight this time. I'm going legit. Next day, dude, I'm the richest player in the entire game. Following day, literally the mob is after me. I need you to help me out. Like it would be like, dude, like you actually, like I've seen cocaine addicts who are more functional members of society than you are. Like it was wild.
Yeah,
it's like
you got it twisted, bro.
It is a gateway drug into some insane gambling rings. And honestly, people would stake in old school RuneScape for like real money and stuff. I think that's why they got rid of it.
It is.
Because
it is. That is.
Yeah. People were doing like insane RMT and like real life gambling and stuff using the duel arena. Yeah, it's actually like really, like if you go down the rabbit hole about staking, it's quite fascinating. I don't know if I imagined this or if this actually happened, but I remember like reading an article or watching some kind of YouTube video where there was some kind of documentary about how there was a prison where old school RuneScape, went to mobile. And so all these people in this prison were sneaking in cell phones so that they could grind old school RuneScape. And then they would like gamble by staking, and they would pay each other for stuff because obviously they couldn't have like cash in there or whatever. So they would pay each other in RuneScape gold for like different items and favors and whatever.
I cannot confirm or deny that. Like seriously, I'm not like I can't say one way or another whether that's true. It's absolutely, there's no way that's not true. Like that is just.
I can't confirm.
I guess it's true, but it's true.
There's just no.
I'm going to confirm it anyway.
Like, okay, so again, sorry, I'm gonna get absolutely like I am gonna get canceled here. But like as a RuneScape
that's what
player,
I love.
as a RuneScape player and a massive fan of the game, RuneScape players are peak degen, like absolutely top tier degen. It would not surprise me that there is a subgroup of RuneScape players that are that caliber of person where it where their life is defined by the RuneScape economy. Like that genuinely wouldn't surprise me.
So I remember I met this guy once, and I was like, oh, are you into video games? And he was like, yeah, I'm like big into World of Warcraft. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I made like 15 grand last summer selling WoW gold. And I was like, what? Wait, what? Keep in mind, this was like 2012 or 2013.
So that is a lot of money. A healthy chunk of change at the time.
Yeah. So he was I mean, we were like 19, right? He made 15 grand or so. I think he might have even made more than that. I can't remember the exact number, but I know it was really high, right? And he was like, yeah, when I get banned, I just make a new account and go again, right? Like, it's like what?
And honestly, that's just gonna keep happening at the end of the day. Like, there's not really any way to stop it.
No.
I guess now it's a little, because of now you can actually buy gold in WoW. It's a little bit less the case. Yeah, but the thing is, you can still like sell carries, which I guess is not like inherently bad, but I'm sure there's people that get a lot of money by boosting people's characters and all this other stuff, right?
For sure, absolutely.
Which is, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that bad? I don't know if it's that bad. I think it's kind of cool that you can actually do that. No?
It depends on your angle.
Yeah, to people that can actually like well, I guess real life money is kind of weird, but like at least
that's where it gets a little bit. That's where it becomes.
But like gold for boosting, I think it's kind of like it's kind of cool, right? No, like you can sell your services of being good at the game to other people in order for them
gold.
To get something.
I thought you meant for real life money. I was like,
I think for real life money, the problem is that gold. Look, there's a very small step between gold and real life money, right? Like you can cross that very fast. Right?
Like, man, you're very radical there, Darens.
No. Obviously, real life money would be
Yeah, but I'm the one getting canceled tonight.
Look,
Okay, yeah, true.
okay, no, I'll say something.
you
to get
said it. I
canceled.
didn't say it.
I'll say it. Okay,
Let's do it.
I've heard that in Venezuela, there's like these office buildings that are full of people multi-boxing on like 10 old school RuneScape accounts, like training them, farming gold,
I have heard,
and then
I have
selling
heard
the
similar
gold
allegations.
because the gold has more value than their country's currency. And I know nothing about Venezuela, to be clear, but I've heard that, and I don't know if it's true.
I think it definitely was at the moment of that story, because I remember that coming out
I remember
years
hearing
ago.
about that too.
I'm not sure how much the Venezuelan peso has been like restabilized, but that look, that country is it definitely has its issues, so it might still be true.
You know what? You know what's funny? Like, to put this on a bit of a funny anecdote, it's funny to think, like, if you went to 1920s Germany, right after the First World War, where they got absolutely nailed by the Treaty of Versailles. Their currency was inflating so much that they would have to take their paycheck to get their loaf of bread, because an hour later that paycheck wouldn't be able to afford a loaf of bread. Imagine going back to them 100 years ago and saying, in 100 years, the same thing is going to happen, but instead of the loaf of bread, it's going to be currency in a virtual game.
That is weird. I feel
like, what?
You know what? I feel like it would have even. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they probably wouldn't be able to know what virtual is. But I feel like some people in this, like I feel like some parents would find it even more unbelievable than telling them in the 1920s. Like, because they were like, "What? How is it even possible? A video game? Like what? Like,
yeah, what's a television? First of all,
yeah.
But like, just imagine, trying to draw the parallels there to somebody.
Yeah.
Your money was for bread. Mine was to funnel an addiction to something that's not even real.
A pixel, a little cape. I can get a little cape though, and a big sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Weapon. That is, and in some way, like.
See, there's these weapons in this game called Guild Wars, okay, and their names are purple,
pretty,
and they're really sparkly, and
my brain.
They're like, dude, I lost my parents in the war. Like, I'm really not interested in this.
I just want to eat some bread. Okay, I don't know what to say.
I thought they might just come up to you and be like, "Hey, we're gonna have to get the leeches because this guy's crazy."
Yeah. Also, he's not speaking German. We can't understand this lunatic.
Yeah, that sounds wrong.
Sorry, that did get dark.
I looked up the Venezuelan bolivar, and it says that it has like 200% inflation.
I don't think that's even that bad compared to the numbers that we saw before.
Spanning what period?
I don't know. It says
yesterday.
It says over the past month, the Venezuelan bolivar has weakened by 14.31% and is down by 272% over the last 12 months.
That's not great.
That is not good, no. But I think if you go for the last 5 years, it's gonna be like exponentially worse. It's not gonna be like, it's like 1,000% of like inflation, right? But I don't know. I would have to. I think there's like a video. I think there's like some videos about that. It's a very interesting topic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's looking rough for them. Yeah, it is looking rough.
It is.
I guess that all makes sense now.
And look, I mean, at the same time, it's like, look, I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, go in there and be like, don't bot in my video game. I don't want inflation in my video game. Like,
yeah, you're
like whatever.
Sir,
like,
you are ruining the integrity of my video game for your.
Yeah, like, come on, like, what am I like big deal, dude.
This is very disrespectful to my pleasure of this virtual game. It's 2025, sir.
You're breaking my immersion, bro. Yeah. Like, can you stop? Like,
I don't even blame people for selling gold in games, because if you could make, like, let's say you're like 16 and you discover that you can sell gold on shady websites and make like more than minimum wage. I mean,
I admire the entrepreneurship.
Whoa, I would never.
I'm just saying, like, it kind of makes sense why people would engage in that practice. I actually think this is why a lot of games turned to selling gold themselves, because then it sort of, it doesn't solve the problem per se, but it makes it way
Way less of an issue.
Yeah, it's way less of an issue because people are
Like,
more likely to engage the official thing because they don't want to get banned.
Yes, and just let's clear our names here a little bit. To anybody watching with any amount of jurisdiction here, none of us are actually advocating for buying gold through illicit means. Let's just make that
We're trying to
abundantly clear.
understand.
Don't
the
do it, people.
psychology
We know.
behind it.
We'll know.
This is
Yeah.
not financial advice.
I mean,
Yeah,
and also like
Not a
at the end
lawyer.
of the day, the only way to like get rid of these things or like make it better for the players, right, is kind of to understand how it works in the first place. I think, right? Like if you don't really get why people do it, how are you gonna like do something about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
But
it's
it is interesting because like
Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
no, just like like we obviously every video game right now, especially every MMO, has this issue a little bit because like the integrity of the game kind of does get affected by the fact that you can buy gold, right? Which kind of sucks. But like, what's the alternative? Like, is there anything you can actually do in this day and age when people want to do that and they'll find a way to do it? Like, I don't know if there is.
Yeah, that's why you just make it so you can buy gold in the game. It's really interesting because I know people are very polarized about this, and I don't blame them, right? Because I feel like I kind of understand both sides. And so I kind of take like an apathetic approach to this, honestly. I think obviously if people are breaking terms of service, you should ban them. And they should be punished. However, I kind of get why people do it, right? Like it totally makes sense. Like, do you guys remember back in the day, World of Warcraft would have like gold making guides and stuff? And people would sell you their gold making guide for like $20.
Yeah.
Those people
I remember that. Yeah.
Those people made so much money. Like you have no idea.
Absolutely.
Right? They made so much money because there were millions and millions of Warcraft players and everybody wanted to learn how to make more gold, so everybody bought the guide.
And what was always funny was those guides would always be like, go kill this boar in, the hinterlands because it has a chance to drop like, this crafting regent that makes this potion that you can use, blah, 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 right? The people that were like loaded, like had truly more gold than what an average player could conceive were flipping the auction house. Like none of them were like none of them were actually doing the methods that they were putting forward, which makes it even more comical. Like this is maybe I have nothing to prove that. It's just, maybe that's a tinfoil hat theory, but like I would suspect that those were almost a bad faith publication to keep people off the scent that the true way to make gold was to just sit in the auction house and just flip.
I do think there's a little bit probably of bad faith, but I do wonder if it's just because people won't do that because people don't want the real answer of you have to put work in it and use your brain, make Excel sheets. No, people just want, I want to farm the boar and get the money. Okay, that's what they want. Because
just get the drop lamau.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, dude, Enko and other barons always says like, guys, if you want to make big gold, just flip the auction house with these resources that I have explained here. And nobody does it, okay? Because it's annoying and it's boring, and you just want to play. That's not playing the game.
Actually, I mean, there's some truth to that, but like, okay, I don't know if you followed. I haven't followed this perfectly, but my understanding is that Fandral made some kind of like little gold making guide thing, and within like a few hours, it was no longer profitable.
Yeah, but that is gonna go back
100%,
because that guide is about the extractor thing. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. That was my
Yeah. So it's a little bit weird because that method was public for like years. Like I remember Enko talking about like 2 years ago, but nobody did it because it's almost like it's Enko. He's like above, like he's the guy with the Excel sheets, and it's like different. I can't do that. But then people see Fandral, and I think he has like a way of explaining it that is way more
relatable, accessible.
Yeah, relatable, accessible, and then people feel like, oh, I can do it, and then obviously they did it, and it became unprofitable instantly. But that one thing is gonna come back because it's annoying to do the extractor thing. So I think it's probably gonna come back.
It's just really interesting.
It's gonna be for like a day, and it doesn't matter.
I mean, look. I could go. I'm not advocating. To be clear, I'm not actually advocating this. I'm using this as an example. But you could say everybody needs to go. I could go to my audience and just say, look, you must buy superior runes of whatever, right?
Right,
Balefire or
Right.
something, right? Like these are gonna be the hottest rune, and like everybody would buy it, and it would be like insane market manipulation, and then, of course, price go up, price go down.
Find
But it will eventually normalize. Like supply and demand will normalize it again.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You know,
But
what day is it even
Bye.
today? Is it Tuesday?
it is
it's like-
Tuesday.
I've
It is
lost all
Tuesday.
track
You're
of
fucking
time these
losing,
days.
bro.
Snap,
The reason I was gonna
do you
say,
need
like,
help?
yeah, I probably do. I'm jumping around on crates in the aerodrome right now, and I was like, there is nobody here. Like, why is the NALFG and stuff so dead? Like, it's so crazy to me. It's so wild. For real, there are zero. This is prime time NA, by the way, because
That's actually true. This is
5:30 Pacific. This is 8:30 Eastern. This is kind of like prime time for NA.
yeah.
And
sure.
there are precisely zero groups in the LFG right now. Now, granted, I mean, maybe some will happen and they just fill quickly or whatever. But
Well,
I'm not seeing
Yeah,
it.
but like, dude, there's this Discord server with like I don't remember what it's called. It's got a picture of like a goose on it. Like everybody just uses that to do raids. Like,
It's true.
So
Like,
you're
heard,
saying
like,
that
that guy-
person is
I don't know,
culpable of this?
whoever formed that needs to figure it out and realize that they have taken value from the game.
I heard they
like,
terrorize the LFG.
Yeah, I've heard this term before. The LFG. I don't want to say it.
Question for Amavera: who is the worst renegade you've carried through Greer and Decima? Okay, that man needs to chill. That is so.
Is there some lore behind this?
There's a little bit of lore. When Homage and I found out that we were both partners and we were both from Ontario, so I'm from Southern Ontario. I think he might be as well. He messaged me and said, "Hey, I haven't done Wing 8. You mentioned, like, I've heard you run raid trainings. Would you mind taking me along?" I said, "Sure, absolutely, like anything." And doesn't this guy do like 10K more DPS than the next person in the raid? And so I'm like, okay, training feels a little bit, all right. I feel like I'm being punked here. And then somebody in my chat says, "You realize this guy's a PvPer, right?" I was like, all right, it's time to quit. Like, what am I doing? So yeah, he's throwing shade. So who's the worst renegade? Same as the best renegade. It's you, Homage. There, you happy?
Oh, we've got a
PvP
good
players,
question in
they're
the
good
chat.
at the game.
Oh, we've got a good question. Question to everyone. What's your best and worst LFG experience? Oh, man. Okay, the best one for me is one time somebody DM'd me and they were like, "Hey, are you ready to go raid?" And I had never done a raid before, and I was like, "Who are you?" and they were like, "Aren't you Sneb?" And I didn't even really stream very much at the time. Like I did, I was just starting to stream, and so nobody would know me from streaming, right? And this was actually a Quader. Some of you probably know a Quader, but this was a Quader. Quader messaged me and was like, "Yeah, are you ready to go raid?" And I was like, "No." Like, I've never done it. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, "Well, but what?" Like, and we were just both confused. And I think there was somebody else that had a very similar name. And so they were messaging the wrong person. But the other person wasn't online, I guess. So they were just like, "Well, do you want to go?" I was like, "Okay." We then proceed to do Wing 6. I have no idea what's going on the entire time. We're at Kadim. I'm dead like every pull. We get through the entire wing though. That was my intro, and I fell in love with raids. I was like, holy crap! Like this is so cool. Like whoa, right? This is so different than the rest of the game. This is really interesting. And then I started playing with them quite a bit more. Like they just kind of like cycled me in. You know what I mean? So that's probably my best experience with the LFG, and that was like 5 years ago.
So
My worst experience, though. Let me give the worst one.
Sure.
Actually, should I? I might have to ponder on this a bit because I've had quite a few bad experiences.
So many bad ones.
You guys do your good ones first, and then I'll think about my worst one. I have like 5 different ones in my head.
Actually, what I was going to do was say, okay, I want to take a step back because I need to parse what I think you just said. Your cold open intro to raids was Wing 6.
Well, I had joined a training.
Bless your soul.
No, I had joined a training for Wing 1, and we spent nearly 3 hours on Veil Guardian, and we did not kill it. I was the highest DPS in the group by over 3x. And I was like, whoa, this sucks. Like, it's really bad. This is terrible. I'm never doing this again. And I didn't. Like, I didn't raid after that for months. Until that moment, I think. Till Wing 6. Yep.
That's crazy. That's... I'm going to be honest. I haven't, like... I'm still... Relative to some of you Titans, I'm still kind of new to... Like, I'm a guppy compared to some of the streaming like raid content creators out there. Like I think I have 800 LI or something like that. So like I don't have a ton of good or bad stories. Like I have a lot of like you know dime a dozen stories of like people who join LFG. The Discord link is in the squad description. They don't join, right? And then you say like, are you coming into comms? Actually, okay, yeah. So I do have a bit of a double header story of this one person who I was doing a training run. And so what I did for a while was I would follow Emboldened because I would basically take this split of I want to train you, but I also want to take steps to make sure that whoever joins the training has a reasonable chance of getting the clear. So I just trained the Emboldened wing. If we throw ourselves at it, gradually we'll just improve to the point that clearing the content becomes almost inevitable. And so this person joins, we're on Doom. So really interesting boss as a first pick for this new trainee. And we've made maybe 3-4 attempts, and this person finally joins comms. They're muted the entire time, but then they unmute themselves and say, hey, I just want you to know, I can't understand a word you're saying. And then they mute themselves. I get no further. They refuse to elaborate further. They said nothing. I didn't hear from them again. Shortly after they dropped the group, we filled them. We killed Doom. Okay, fine, whatever. Next week, we're doing Wing 6. And the same person joins. And so we get to Conjured Amalgamate, which as most people who raid know, and well, I may as well explain it. To get to the platform where you fight the first boss, Conjured Amalgamate, you need some kind of mount. You either need a raptor with, I think you need the long jump to get to the platform. Most people sky scale. You can take a turtle, whatever, but you can't get there without a mount. And so this person gets on the raptor, does the jump, falls short, misses, dies, drops group, leaves the Discord server, and like blocks me. And I was incredulous. I'm like, did this seriously? Like, did this just happen? Like
mentally break. They mentally broke.
Yeah.
They could not recover.
Like most of my stories are like that, where it's like it's not good or bad. It's just like I'm like, whoa. This just happened to me. Like, what?
Yeah.
I
think I don't rate that much, and I think it's kind of hard to like get like insanely cool stories from like Metatrends all of them big drops or whatever. But I think
you've got some
big
bad
ones
though. You've got some really bad ones for the Metatrends.
Wait, from the meta trains. Oh yeah, I mean,
Dude, you've crashed
I don't know
out
what it.
multiple times live.
Yeah,
because
but
people are like
can I
hardcore
really?
leeching your
This
groups and like
this
all
sounds
kinds
like
of
lore.
stuff.
Okay,
This sounds
okay.
like lore.
Okay, I mean, yes, but usually that happens because the meta is like not the best, and it's like a
It's
patch
like 2
day,
days ago, you
and
guys
like I've
failed
been waiting.
Sorrow.
Yeah, but was that even a crash out though? Was that even? I was like, guys, what is happening? How are we fit? Like, I don't think I crashed out of that. I don't
No,
think
you
I
didn't,
crashed
you
out
didn't
of
crash
that.
out
It's
there.
fine.
You just accepted defeat. But, you know.
I accepted
it's-
defeat. There have definitely been a lot of crash outs before when I'm like, I don't understand how this is possible. We've done this multiple times. Yeah, but sure. But like, I think the main things that usually happen that are good is just like, like I'm in a raid or like in random place. In the game, and like someone recognized me and they're like, "Oh, Darren, I love your videos," or whatever. And like that, I think that's very good. I really love those times. I think I had one time where it was bad because it's like, I think I was doing Sabbatha and a person said something like, "Wait, is that you, Darren, the one from YouTube?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Am I?" I was kind of being a little funny, and they're like, "Okay, good," because I hate that guy, and I was like, "Oh." And I'm like, yeah, dude, I hate him too, bro. Fuck that guy. And I just kept doing it because I didn't want him to leave and have to wait for another healer. So I just kept going. Fuck it.
And then please tell me that was on stream and you clipped it and posted
No,
it to YouTube.
It was
Oh
not. It
my
was not on
gosh.
stream. It was off
Oh,
stream.
that would
It
have
was
been
very
such
funny.
a
though.
power move.
I had a similar experience. One time I join a group. I join and it loads in, right? I load into the wing and then I look at the chat and it's just some guy is just like talking about how much he hates me. And I just put like ... and then it's just like extreme awkward, right? Extremely
Obviously.
awkward.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I just put I can leave ? And then people are like, "Oh, no." And then it's like awkward again, just like really quiet. And then I just say, "Look, I mean, I'm gonna be real. That guy, he makes me not want to be here, so I'm gonna leave." And then okay, this is a bit of a power move, right? Because I go, I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna make my own group. See you later. And so I leave. I make the group. Several people from that group quit, join my group.
No
way. Yeah, screw that guy,
Absolutely.
right? Screw that guy.
Absolutely.
Whoa, that is kind of based. That is kind of based.
Yeah. So that was kind of amusing.
Yeah,
I've had,
you
I've had
stole 'em.
lots of stuff like that. Like people, I got kicked once. I tried to join a PvP tournament group. I got kicked because they recognized me, and I was like, "What gives?" And they say, "We don't want to be streamed." And I'm like, "Couldn't you
I've run
just
into
have
that
said
too.
that before?" Like I don't know. It just felt like a little bit. I wasn't even streaming, right? Like I was like, "I'm not streaming. I just wanted to play the tournament." And they're like, "We're full anyway now." And I'm like, I mean, like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's what's going on in my head. I'm like, why did you do this? It's so dumb.
That's such a I have like if people have that kind of preference, I'm never gonna say that's stupid. Like I'm going to stream and without your consent. Like if people have that preference, I'm going to respect it. It unfortunately means that in all likelihood, I probably won't be able to do content with you. But I would love to know what it is that
I don't
makes
get it.
people, what
Yeah.
gives people an aversion to being part of a stream. Like
Well,
people may hear your voice. People may.
well,
I
okay,
don't know,
that
see
stuff
your-
I totally get, right? Like I totally get
Yeah,
if
for
somebody
sure.
doesn't want their
For
voice
sure.
recorded and stuff.
Yep.
The stuff I don't
Yep.
get is where people get really upset if you're just like recording your experience walking around and they happen to be there. I'm kind of
Right.
like, because in my mind, and like I'm open to changing my mind about this, but in my mind, it's kind of like you complaining that people have security cameras walking down a public road. It's kind of like, well, I mean, people are gonna record, and it's actually less invasive in a video game. I don't know who you freaking are based on your character, right? There's no like personal identifiable information there. You're just an avatar. So to me, it's not a huge deal, but I think some people get like really up in arms about it. Like they get really attached to that.
Yeah, and my mentality with that is like, look, I just at this point I've gotten comfortable with just saying if there's anybody that I haven't done anything with before, I'll just say, hey, look, I stream to Twitch. If it's part of a scheduled stream, then I'm not really going to negotiate that. But like, if it's like I'm playing and it feels like something I could stream, but they say I'd rather not be part of that, then okay, fine, whatever. It might influence my decision to repeatedly do that content with that person, because if I think it's a good stream, like a good stream piece, then I'm gonna prioritize that. But I would love to know what the hang up is if like, given that anonymity is still pretty much guaranteed.
I think people don't like to be the focus of the content or something. Like they feel like awkward about. I don't really know. I think, you know, my opinion is kind of strange because I'm just so engrossed in it now that I just don't really care. Like I don't ever think of it as a big deal at all. My opinion is, if I go into the raid LFG and I join you and I'm streaming, I'm probably not gonna like announce that I'm streaming to everybody because I don't want to make it a big deal or anything. But I also am not gonna like point out every single person's errors and make fun of them and like make it like I might be a bit dramatic about our failures and stuff, but I'm not gonna like target people, if that makes sense. And
yeah, of course.
Frankly, like you can barely see people's like names or account IDs and stuff. Like I don't think it should be a big deal. That's kind of how I view it. However, if people are going to be on stream with me, like on their voice, I will 100% ask for permission to do that because not everybody wants their voice live streamed.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm lucky enough that I've found a static at this, like a group of people who are all very, very receptive to being part of a stream. I think they, at worst, they're neutral to it. I think most of them enjoy being part of a bigger thing than just the 10 of us. And I think sometimes they like, if they end up in a YouTube video, it's kind of like, I think maybe they get some satisfaction knowing that they said something so monumentally funny that I felt it was worth putting in a video, kind of thing. But
yeah, I think as you get bigger on YouTube and streaming and stuff, what ends up happening is I think people start to feel a bit more pressure. It's funny. I watch a lot of RTS content. So I watch Grubby. Grubby's one of my favorite creators, Warcraft 3. So I watch him, and he's been doing these challenges recently called the boss battle. And so he creates essentially like it's like a custom, he's playing like regular Warcraft 3, but he puts custom rules to essentially give his opponent an advantage. So for example, he'll say, you just have to kill one farm to win. Or you have to kill 3 of my units to win. Or something like that. And it really makes it very interesting. But this means that the person he's playing against is like a focal part of the content. Now, of course, they're essentially applying to do this, so it's different. But he also does this on ladder, right? Where he'll take a dono from chat. It costs like $20 or something. And you can say, hey, do this crazy thing. And he'll like do that challenge on ladder openly. And when he does that, the person he's playing against is essentially getting embarrassed, right? Like they are getting embarrassed.
And unless they know... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Oh no, I was gonna say, like, you can argue this for every game. Like League of Legends, like streamers, like they're not gonna ask for permission every time they stream a game. And even if they like if they're in ranked and they're making fun of like one of the characters and one of the enemies that they just killed, like that's kind of part of the stream. Like that's what Tyler 1 did for like a long time, and people love that stuff. And it's like, at what point, like how do you even do that? I don't know.
I actually have some insane Sneb lore. Did you know that I'm actually in at least one? Do you know who Kriparian is? Big streamer, Kriparian. I am in at least one of his videos, if not 2.
Wait, really? Wait,
yes.
For what? For like Hearthstone?
One of his highlight videos for Hearthstone, yeah. So like
really, you played against
the top fails, so yeah. I still remember it was like 2015, and I was playing Arena, and I queued into him. And I was like, oh no. And then everybody put like Shrek C in the chat, or I forget whatever emote was popular at the time, to say that they like saw me, that I was like sniping. I didn't watch what he was doing. I just played against him, but I was in the chat. And it was very clear that I
I
wasn't
see.
watching what his cards were because I played so badly because I knew I was in front of like 6,000 people, and that like kind of mentally got to me a little bit.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
accidentally I accidentally played cards in the wrong order, and it like totally screwed
Wait, what did
me.
you do?
He
What was
he
it?
was
Do you
playing.
remember?
I think he was playing mage, and
Okay.
I had two spells, and I think he had a counter spell or something, and I used them in the wrong order. So I used my
Oh,
most important
no.
spell, and he countered it immediately, and I
And the
just like
counter
lost
spell,
the
yeah.
game, like on that.
No way,
Yeah, no, but there's an
bro,
actual
that's so
clip. Like
sad.
I'm in the video of like top fails, right, or like stupidest
No
moments. Yeah, I should
Dude,
find the
we need to
video.
dig that. We
I
need to
did
dig
dig
that
it. I
out,
dug
dude.
it up for Teapot like 2 years ago, and I showed him on stream. But yeah,
Oh, dude, you need to send me that. You need to send me that, bro.
I wonder if I can find it. Like, hold on. I'm pretty confident I sent it to Teapot.
No, you don't have to do it
so-
now, but
well, I'm googling it. I just want to see. I want to see if I can find it because. Okay. No, I can't find it. I tried. I don't know if I sent it. I tried. Though.
Yeah, you tried real hard.
I tried. Well, I thought it might be in my messages to Teapot, but my only messages about Crip were, "Hey, did you see that Crip got unbanned and is getting paid to play the game?" That's
I
the
remember.
message
Yeah,
that popped up.
that was a good time.
That is a good meme. For those that don't know, Kriparian played at the launch of Guild Wars 2, and they discovered this exploit where you could buy, I don't know what it was exactly, I can't remember. It was like package of potatoes from a karma vendor, and you could sell the things back to it to make more money or something. And it was essentially an infinite gold glitch. And so there were people that were sitting at this vendor just like constantly opening bags of potatoes and selling them back to the vendor, and they were getting hundreds, if not thousands, of gold this way. And of course, a ton of people got banned for doing that, and Kriparian was amongst them. But it was funny because Kriparian was doing like big Guild Wars 2 streams at the time, like lots of people playing and watching and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of unfortunate.
And the thing is, yeah, I mean, I get it, like, dude, with all the respect to Kriparian, like, he knew what he was doing, okay? Like, this is obviously not allowed. It's an infinite money glitch. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think from ArenaNet's perspective, like, it's like, well, I mean, what else do you do? Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think they probably should have, like, not permanently ban him, but, like temporarily ban him for a little bit. I think that would have been better, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I still remember watching, what are your like top Twitch moments? I remember, not even as like a creator, but as a viewer, I remember being there when Kriparian beat Diablo 3 hardcore before the nerf. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but like Diablo 3 hardcore was super difficult on Inferno. Like it was way overtuned to the point where people actually believed it was impossible, right? So what they did was they had this like crazy strategy, and they like practiced it on normal characters and stuff. And then Blizzard announced that they were going to nerf Inferno into the ground, basically. So they were like, we have to beat Inferno before the nerf. So in front of like nearly 60,000 people, they beat Inferno before the nerf.
trying
the
to
night
remember.
before. It was
I'm trying to
crazy
remember.
moment.
Did hardcore come at launch in Diablo 3?
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like usually they come in.
If it did, that's absolutely cracked, because I played like the OG Inferno in Diablo 3, and it was the most, I was like, this is the most unwinnable, like it felt deliberately unwinnable content I have ever played in my life. Like there was no counterplay to the difficulty of Inferno. I remember I was playing a Demon Hunter, which was basically like, it felt like you either spent, $5,000 in the real money auction house to get a weapon that would carry you all the way through, or you were stuck never getting past like Act 1 ever. So that is actually, to have beaten that on a hardcore is insane. Just insane.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other cool moments on Twitch. Oh man, I remember watching Leg TV Maximus Black go to the sushi place in a toga. This requires some extreme lore. Okay,
Holy, yeah, I need a lot of background.
this requires. So
let's walk back here.
Maximus Black, he started on Justin.tv, so he was one of the OG streamers. Still streams, by the way. And, made a lot of his money streaming, converted that into buying a bunch of rental properties. Now he's like a businessman / he streams. It's super cool and inspiring. And he really loves cars.
Awesome.
Cool guy. Also Canadian. I think he's from like Halifax area.
Another
Right on.
Damn.
Anyway, so this guy, he's streaming and he's got like, I don't know, probably between 1,000 and 2,000 people watching. And he's been playing a lot of it's like StarCraft 2 was like the game that made him, right? And he would like dress up sometimes and like do funny things on stream. So he was dressed up in a toga because he would sing this song about a toga. I don't remember. But anyway, it's a weird context, but he's like, oh man, I'm so hungry. He's like, I'm gonna like order this food. I'm gonna go get it. And he's like talking about how he ordered sushi. Then somebody in the chat says, I'll give you $20 if you go to the sushi place in a toga and film it. and he's like, I'm not doing that. That's insane. And then somebody else is like, I'll give you 10. I'll give you 100. I'll give you 20. And the whole chat's like saying that they'll give him money if he goes to the sushi place in a toga. And you see him sit there and he's like thinking about it and he's like, fine.
Okay.
So then
it's worth
like,
the money.
He leaves the stream on and he's just streaming to a chair and he's got like music playing in the background. And the view count doubles while he's at the sushi place. So for like so everybody is sitting there waiting. And I think up to an hour goes by, maybe a little bit, maybe 45 minutes or something. And then you just hear, oh man. And then he comes in and he's like, bro. He's like, I went to this sushi place in a toga. He's like, oh man. And everyone's like, show the footage. So he pulls up the footage on his PC and he's sitting there and he goes up and he's like, yeah, I'm here to get my order. And they're like, oh, and they forgot his order. So
no way.
So not only did he have to go to the sushi place in a toga, but he had to sit there and wait for the order to be made. So he's sitting there in a toga, and all these other people. And it's like peak rush hour for lunch. Everybody is there. They're all staring at him, and he's just got this camera, and he keeps like looking at the camera, and he's like, "This is so awkward, right?" So then the donos start coming in, right? Like I donoed. I said that I'd give him $5 if he did it. So I donoed, and he made like $3 or $4 grand USD.
That's crazy.
Not a bad paycheck.
His girlfriend.
That's a good dare.
His girlfriend came in at the time, and they were like emotional about it. Like it was like a big deal, right? Because the guy was I think his story. Maybe I get some of the details wrong, but my understanding is that he dropped out of university, just kind of wasn't for him, and he was working at like Swiss Chalet as a server, and and so he took to streaming, and then he just made it, right? He's really entertaining, nice guy, people really liked him, and boom, there it is, right?
Yeah, he had the formula. Yep,
and he had the toga.
Good for him.
I mean,
that's a really cool story. I hope those details I hope you have those details correct, because that's an awesome story.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. I mean, the video exists on YouTube. You can go watch
it.
It.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it is there. It's really interesting. I'm sure the details are at least close, because it was a big moment. I just remember it being like really cool. And actually, hold on.
Wait. He has the clip. He has the toga.
One of the donors got the toga.
Oh man, it's so crazy. This is so old that the marker is actually faded. But he wanted to. He had like a team, and he wanted to go to like a StarCraft 2 tournament. So he sold stickers to try to like raise the funds to do it. And I remember buying a sticker, and he signed every sticker.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can see.
That's
Oh,
really
that
cool.
is very cute.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Bro, you were in the you were really in the Twitch scene, dude.
Yeah,
You,
you're-
like,
Yeah,
you're
bro,
saw a
I
lot
was
of cool stuff.
big in that community.
Museum of
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah, I don't think I have that many. I think my favorite one personally is whenever Snevsor became a slug on stream. That's my favorite one.
That was a good moment. Oh, man,
I've heard of this moment.
One of the things that depresses me a little bit is that I've done a lot of like really cool stuff on stream, but I never saved my VODs, right? And
man.
it's quite sad because there was. Do you guys remember? You guys weren't around probably, but I pledged that I would wear the headband every day and not wash it until.
Oh,
got
I did
Twitch
hear
partner.
about this.
I was there. I was there.
Were you
I was
at
there.
that stream? So I
Yeah, I was at that
streamed
stream, yeah.
myself washing the headband. I put it in this like
Disgusting.
OxyClean solution. I think I told this on one of the other podcasts too. But I dipped it in, and it turned green. Like the solution turned green. It was
I
insane.
remember hearing about this.
I don't know why I never saved all this stuff, but I wish that I had because it's really interesting, like all the lore.
Yeah, it's fun. There's already I'm the same. Like I usually will go back. Like if there was a stream where I'm like, oh my goodness, like there's just so much content here. I will go back and clip my own stream. Okay, he just had a moment.
I just
Nothing
remembered
I said is as important as what Snap has in his mind right now. Let's go.
I gotta say it because I just remembered the other live moment that I remember was like iconic. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Do
Let's
you
go.
guys know anything about Painkiller Already?
No.
Okay, so Painkiller
I feel
Already
like
is a
I've heard his name,
podcast. Back in the day, like Call of Duty, everyone made Call of Duty commentaries, gameplay commentaries. So there's a whole bunch of people that were like really popular and like made YouTube careers out of it. And that was like FPS Kyle and Woody's Gamertag. Do you guys know Wings of Redemption?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I do know.
Do you
Wings of
know?
Redemption.
So they used to live stream every PKA. And Wings of Redemption used to be on PKA with Woody's Gamertag. I think Kyle was there. And they usually had like other guests and stuff. So they had a guy, I think it was Syndicate was the name. They had this guy, I think he was like, he might have been a teenager or early 20s at the time, but he was like really good at Call of Duty Zombies and stuff. And so I think that's who it was. And he was a guest. And then obviously Wings of Redemption was there. And Wings of Redemption, for context, he's a gentleman that's a little bit overweight, right? He's a little bit arrogant at times, right? He is a little bit overconfident, a bit of an ego, was really big in the community at the time, no pun intended. And I guess this just was like, he just kind of, he was an aggravating personality at times, but you kind of had like a love-hate relationship. So he's kind of taunting Syndicate, saying, I'll 1v1 you, and like, I'll absolutely destroy you, and blah, 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 blah. You don't actually know how to play the game. And they were like, basically just jawing back and forth. And then he's like, I'll 1v1 you right now. Like Syndicate says that. He's like, I'll 1v1 you. And then he even goes full boss mode and says, you name all the terms. You pick the map, you pick the weapons, we'll make it completely equal. You pick everything, I'll 1v1 you. So this, you can still find this video on the internet. And so the guys, they do it live in front of a lot of people, a lot. There's a lot of pressure. And they're 1v1ing, and Syndicate is absolutely destroying him. Just like basically spawn killing him. Like it's just flick, kill, flick, kill, flick, kill. Easy, right? I think Wings maybe gets a couple kills on him, maybe three kills or something. And then you just hear like this, like cussing, and then you hear like movement and stuff. And they're
shuffling or whatever. Yeah.
And they're like, Wings, are you gonna respawn? And he's like, I just broke my controller. It was like one of the most iconic moments ever. I was there live watching that crap.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's great, dude. That is a very important moment. Like I've heard about this moment before in like
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
videos, and
Because now Wings of Redemption has like documentaries about him.
he has he's a character. Okay,
he's
one of the famous
quite a character.
characters. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
mean
some
the
super
problem is I don't
interesting
think
internet lore, and he's a part of it.
yeah. Yeah, but I don't think it's a cat. It is him, right? It's not like, ha, I'm trolling. No, that is him,
Yeah.
right? I think is
Yeah,
is the
it's
difference, right?
unfortunately he has said and done some things that are not good, and as a
They're not
response,
good.
the internet has fought back, and he has lost in many ways.
Which has happened, like, look, we've seen what has happened to Pirate Software in this year. Honestly, I don't think we have gotten someone like this, like Wings of Redemption, kind of like level of drama or like things happening since
You're right.
I don't know when since, but like this, but Pirate Software is like
Pirate
literally
Software is
that
up
is happening
there.
right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's up
is
there.
100%
Like, it's on
the
him.
same. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't think we understand that we just lived through it. Okay,
this is true. This
this
is gonna
was
go
a
down in
historical
internet history.
moment. It is like
I saw the
there are
numbers.
literally documentaries about it right now, like that
Yeah.
just been made.
Have you ever seen the numbers, like before and
What do you mean
after the
numbers?
incident with Pirate Software?
Dude, it is. Yeah,
It is.
I mean,
No,
I've seen
It
some
is
of them,
staggering.
but like
yeah.
the problem is that there are multiple moments. Okay, like realistically, the WoW thing wasn't really that big of a deal because he was absolutely in the wrong. Okay, he was unhinged for no reason at all. But people didn't really care that much because it's like, oh, it's just WoW nerds being WoW nerds.
It's
whatever,
just content,
right? But
like it's just content. Yeah.
right, like it's who cares. But then the things that happen afterwards are way easier to understand for everybody else, right? Like the whole
The
stop killing
misinterpreting
games
of
thing,
the
whatever.
stop killing games. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah, and
wild.
all this other stuff. So like people are like, wait, this is not. Oh, the WoW thing was not a one-time thing. This guy is just insane. And yeah, I think that's when everything started going badly, right? People kind of turned on him very, very fast. With, I mean, good reason to be honest, but it is what it is. I do feel kind of bad because I feel like he just has a very. I think he probably is like very insecure in some ways, and this is the way that he deals with this insecurity, right?
Yeah.
Like this big ego or whatever.
Yeah,
But the
I
problem is
honestly
that
feel
the
bad
only
for
way
him.
that you fix. Yeah, I feel bad because like he's never gonna get better if this is what's happening. Because like every time that someone calls him out for it, he's gonna be like double down. It's like, no, I can't. I'm not that bad.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism.
Exactly, and then he's gonna keep going and spiraling. It's just the worst thing that could ever happen to this type of people. It's very unfortunate, I think, but it is
Yeah,
what it is.
I feel quite bad for him. Like I've looked at the numbers. The numbers are not good. Like he has been eviscerated. Like the thing is, he's still going to be fine. Like he has plenty of he's got a career, right? He's got plenty of viewership. He's fine.
Yeah, it's not gonna have a problem with that.
But
that's
it has dramatically affected his bottom line. We can say it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, yeah, sure, views, money, whatever. But like, I think the biggest problem is that this is not gonna be something that he's gonna be able. Like, he can say that he doesn't care, whatever. But it's just there's just no way. There's no way that he doesn't care about this, and there's no way that he's gonna be affected by this in a personal level.
I think you're correct.
Which sucks.
Because think about it like this. Like, imagine if I did that in the Guild Wars 2 community, no one would want to talk to me at all, ever.
You'd be radioactive.
Yeah. You would be completely nuked from orbit. Like, there's just nobody would want to associate with you. And that is probably, like, I don't know, right? Like, I'm sure he's got close friends and stuff, but I imagine that a lot of content creators are probably staying away from him.
So
just because they're afraid, right?
Just a fun little anecdote, I suppose. So I don't know, like I only have a base understanding of what this guy's about. Like I know, he claims to be a big guy, said he was a developer, people called him out. Turns out his coding is like he fundamentally misunderstands things so brutally that it calls into question whether or not he's a programmer at all. Like that's basically the extent of my understanding. But just to give a context, so I'm looking at his top clips of all time. His biggest clip has 700,000 views, almost 800. His biggest clip in the last 30 days has 15,000 views. So we're, orders of magnitude. His top clip in the last 7 days has 1,000 views. And somewhat unsurprisingly, his top clip in the last day, 24 hours, has 100 views. So yeah, the number, that's a pretty wild spike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty hard metric to use to extrapolate onto the general popularity.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the more telling one is like go to Social Blade, look up his channel, look at average viewership, like those, and look at this. The scarier one is the follower and subscriber counts on YouTube and Twitch. Those have been nuked. He's gone down ever since the incident, which is wild. Yeah. Like I say this completely earnestly. I actually feel really bad for him. Like that is a terrible position to be in. If I was him, I don't know how I would react. I don't know that I could say that I would react better because he's just probably in like defense mode all the time now.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I do think there's like, what's the word? Yeah, I mean, it's very, very hard to be in that position for sure. But I do think at some point you gotta find a way. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, just keep being in defensive mode and just keep like scorching earth everything. Like, you gotta find a way.
Right? Like if I was doing that, hard. I would expect you, Darens, to come to me and be like, "Snap, you gotta snap out of this. Like, this is
absolutely.
Good, right?
I
like,
would be.
You would expect the people around you
to
help you, right?
The problem, I agree. But sometimes you gotta be a little bit of tough love. Be like, hey, wake up, okay? You gotta stop doing this. Like this is right. The problem is that I can't know because I don't know him personally. But considering everything that has happened and how he seems to be in a personal level, I bet that it's gonna be like if the people that do that kind of stuff for him get pushed away because he doesn't, it's like harder to accept that and move on and get better than just keep drilling down and spiraling down, right? Because it's way, 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 way easier to do that than to actually confront the thing, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So it sucks, right? But it was
really tough situation. Well, my friends, we're actually coming down to that time because I'm going to get an early sleep tonight because I worked outside all day in the garden and then I worked inside vacuuming and okay, people, this is just a public service announcement. If you have a central vacuuming system, make sure that you set some kind of reminder in your calendar to go clean out the little tank thing. Because if you don't, let's just say hypothetically, like a couple years go by and you just like never clean it out.
I heard this from a friend.
Yeah, a trustworthy source says that when you go to take that thing off, it's gonna just be like years of dirt and grime that are just compressed down into this like carpet-like dust mat. So just make sure you do that every once in a while so it doesn't get so bad.
That sounds right. That sounds like a good idea.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen to you, but I hope your friend was able to recover from that.
He'll emotionally recover eventually.
Yeah, I certainly hope so.
All right, well, give some shout outs here. Darens, you go first. Say where people find you and stuff.
Yeah, go to my twitch.tv/Darens with us. We're going to be doing all the Guild Wars 2 stuff. Dude, this week is going to be big. We have to do a lot of new builds for the new Elite specs, so that's going to be interesting. We got to see if in Gamescom we're going to get some sort of Guild Wars 2 expansion announcement, so definitely go check that out. And go check my YouTube, Darren's MMO, to check all the Guild Wars 2 news. And DarensHero for other MMOs as well. And I guess that's it. Thank you.
And now you,
yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Amavera. YouTube, I don't know, search Amavera. There's not too many of us out there. I represent Underground Legends. We are a North American raid training guild. So if you want to get any raid training, don't join Skane Gang. That guy's ego is
Ugh.
big enough.
It's
I
true.
mean, I'm just kidding. Join his too. Join both of ours.
I'll-
We accomplish different things. Where it's a blue ocean here. Yeah, I train raids. I make funny and instructional content. I'm if you're just kind of getting into the game and you're curious about what it's about and how to get into some of the more endgame stuff, check out my YouTube channel. Check out my shorts. I like to think I'm funny. Most people tell me I'm not, but yeah, check me out.
Good. Thank you.
good.
And so that's going to be it for the YouTube people. Put in the comments below if you have a question or a topic you'd like to hear for the next episode of the Last Pull podcast. Or maybe you have a guest that you think should be on here. Let us know down in the comments below. Also tell us about your best and worst LFG experiences. I want to hear the stories in the comments. And hey, maybe when this posts, I have no idea when this is going to post, but maybe when this posts, if you do make it this far in the video and you do post one of your experiences, maybe I'll pick one and send some gems your way or something. So post a comment down below.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. This could be months into the future. So future me will remember eventually. But yeah, leave a comment, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you so much, Sneb. Really appreciate the
Thank you.
opportunity.